आज हम आपको स्टार पैटर्न कैसे प्रिंट किया जाता है वो बताने वाले हैं। सबसे पहले जो स्टार पैटर्न आपको स्क्रीन पर दिखाई दे रहा है उसको प्रिंट करेंगे। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट। इसमें हमें आई जे एज ए इंटीजर लेना पड़ेगा एंड एन फॉर रोज। सो स्टार पैटर्न को प्रिंट करने के लिए हम नेस्टेड फॉर लूप यूज करने वाले हैं। सो जैसे कि यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं कि n 1 से चालू हो रहा है और एंड अप टू 5 हो रहा है। तो यहाँ पे हम वही लिखेंगे where I is equals to 1, I is less than or equal to n, I plus plus इसमें j where j is starting from j is column, j is starting from 5 up to 1. So j is equals to n, j is greater than or equal to 1, j minus minus. नेक्स्ट लाइन के लिए प्रिंट स्लैश एन एंड एंड में रिटर्न 0। यहाँ पे हमारी गलती हो गई, यहाँ पे चाहिए आई। As you can see, we have printed our first pattern. Let's move on to the second pattern. यहाँ पे हमें पहले स्पेसेस प्रिंट करनी पड़ेगी, जो कि फर्स्ट 4 स्पेसेस, then 3 स्पेसेस, 2 स्पेसेस एंड 1 स्पेसेस। सो इसके लिए अब हमने 3 लूप का यूज करना है। Okay, K loop we have to introduce here K. As you can see, where I is starting from 1 to 5 means 1 to n, and this loop remains same. And for J and for column, it is starting from 1 till n. So this loop we have to change, starting from 1 to n means I. Here will be j plus plus here we have to print first spaces, then star. So for I, for k, starting from, we can see that here spaces are 4, means n minus I, then it is decreasing up to 1. So is greater than or equal to 1, k minus minus printf space. So let's run this code. So as you can see, it is perfectly running. So let's move on to the next pattern. As you can see here, spaces are increasing with rows, means k will be transferred from 1 to n minus I. As you can see here, n means row is first, it is 5, then 1. So we have to change here. So I starting from n greater than or equal to I and minus minus, and spaces are transferring from 1 to n minus I, from 1 up till n minus I, k plus plus. Here j is increasing from 1 to 5, is 1 to I. Here it is perfect. Then let's run this code. I think we have committed some mistakes. 1, 2. Yes, we have did some mistake here. Let's run this code again. So as you can see, it is perfectly running. Let's move on to the next pattern. Here you can see that we don't need spaces because no spaces are here, no spaces are here. I is starting from 5 up till 1, and j is starting from 5 to 1. So we don't need spaces, so we don't need k loop. So let's comment it. I is starting from 1 n to 1, and where j is starting from n to 1, means I to 1. J minus minus. So let's run this code. So it is also running. Let's move on to the next type of course, that is pyramid pattern. So this we call as normal pyramid pattern because here are spaces here. So it needs spaces. So let's uncomment this code. So here we can see that I is starting from 1 to I. starting from 1 to n. 1 is, yes, where spaces are n minus 1. This is perfectly right. And for j starting from 1 up to I. J is starting from 1 up to I is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5 with spaces. So 1 I plus this. Here we have to use some space here already. Yeah, as you can see, it is perfectly running. Let's move to its inverted portion. For this, we just have to invert this I. It's n turn equal to 1 I minus minus. Yeah, it is running. Let's move on to the next pattern, which is pyramid pattern. Pyramid star pattern with no space in middle. So as you can see here, I is starting from 1 up to n. A star pattern में हमें where I is starting from 1 to n. So change I starting from 1 to n and spaces up to n minus 1. N minus 1. Here spaces are 4. This is 3 spaces, 2 spaces and 1. And spaces are decreasing. So spaces are transferring from n minus I. Here spaces are 4 and n is spaces are 4 and I is 1. So n minus I. This is the algorithm here. So k is passing from n minus I is less than or equal to 1 and k minus minus. And as you can see, the star pattern are 1, 3, 5 means 2i minus 1. So j is passing from 1 up to 2i minus 1. So we will write 2i minus 1 here and j plus plus. Let's print this pattern. As you can see, it is perfectly printing. Let's make it inverted, but without disturbing I or without changing that. Here you can see I is passing from n minus 5 up till 1. Means as you can see, it is running from here to here, 5 to 1. So change this. N is less than or equal to, this is I minus minus, and spaces are transferring from 2 position number second to n minus ith position, means 1 to nth position or second to nth position. Say 2 up to n minus I and k plus plus. Where star is printing from 2i minus 2 1, from 2i minus up till 1 and j minus minus. Let's print this pattern. Something wrong is happening. As you can see, we are wrong attempted the space. So start k from 1. So as you can see, it is perfect. Let's move on to the third path, another pyramid pattern, pyramid on pyramid. So we will need 6 for loop here, one space for this next for loop. So let's copy this first. As you can see here, where n starting from here, let's say it is n starting up to 1. So change is 1 to n, and spaces are from 1 to n minus 1, and j is transformed from 2i minus 1 to 1. As we have seen, for this pattern we have to introduce from 1 up to n. 1 is less than or equal to n and I plus plus, where spaces are from n minus I up to 1th position. So spaces will print n minus I up to nth position, up to first position, minus minus, and stars are printing 1 3 means 1 to 2i minus 1. So let's change this, 1 to 2i minus 1 j plus plus. Let's run this code. As you can see, here are stars are printing, these stars are 1 and 1, and here is only one star is printing. So just have to print start from here, uh, just put 2 here. As you can see, it's perfectly printing. Let's move on to another pattern. This is in one-sided pyramid pattern. For this, we already seen I starting from 1 to n, and j starting from n up to first position. Let's change this. We don't need spaces here, so comment k. I starting from 1 till n, I plus plus, where j is starting from n to 1, means I to 1 minus minus. And there, from this we can see that I starting up from 5 to 1, and j is also starting from 5 up till 1. So let's do this. N to first minus minus, j starting up from I. So let's run this. Here you can see that it is printing 5 stars, means here it is a corner. So here we have to change the limit of I from n minus 1 in second triangle. So let's run this. So it is perfectly printing. So let's see its inverted, previously inverted pattern. Here we need spaces because it is printing spaces here. Let's uncomment the spaces code. Where this is I starting from 1 to n, and j starting from 1 to n. I starting from 1 to n, j starting from 1 till n. Here we can see that spaces are n minus I up till 1. Let's change this n minus I till 1. Yes, I starting from n minus n up to 1, j starting from 1 to n. I starting from n minus 1 to 1, j starting from 1 to n. 1 up till I plus plus, where spaces are printed from 1 to n minus I. 1 n minus I plus plus. Let's print this program. Here we have committed some mistake here. As you can see, it is perfect program. So this is all for today. Thank you.